In the heart of the coldest, most unforgiving place on Earth, a love story unfolds. Here, on the frozen stage of Antarctica, survival is not just a struggle, it is a triumph of life against the harshest odds. Beneath the howling winds and biting frost, a ritual older than time begins. A ritual of devotion, resilience, and unity. For the emperor penguin, each step across the ice is more than a journey, it is a promise to the next generation. Every storm endured, every ounce of warmth shared, and every precious egg protected speaks to an unbreakable bond, a bond that ties parent to chick and ensures the survival of a species. Welcome to the emperor penguin's remarkable journey, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the indomitable will to endure. In Antarctica, the harshest place on Earth, survival is a daily battle. Temperatures can plummet below -140 degrees Fahrenheit, -60 degrees Celsius, with wind speeds roaring at over 200 kilometers per hour. Here, where the sun sets for months on end, life clings to existence in the frozen shadows. For you, an emperor penguin, this is home, a land as dangerous as it is awe-inspiring. But its challenges have shaped your species into masters of endurance, uniting generations in an extraordinary cycle of life. As the first hints of autumn paint the Antarctic skies, instinct stirs within you. The call to march a journey of up to 120 kilometers across a frozen wasteland is irresistible. You travel in unison with thousands of others, braving fierce winds that threaten to topple you with each gust. Beneath your feet, the ice creaks, hiding treacherous cracks that could swallow the unwary. Hunger gnaws at your belly, but you press on, driven by an unyielding purpose, to reach the breeding colony where life begins anew. The colony lies far inland, on stable, fast ice. This is no random choice. Here, the ice is thick enough to endure months of storms, and predators like leopard seals and orcas cannot reach your fragile chicks. It is a fortress of ice, offering the best chance for survival. But safety comes at a cost. The distance from the sea means that every parent must undertake grueling treks to feed their young, a price willingly paid for their survival. Among the cacophony of calls, you find her a connection sparked by a ritual as old as your kind. Together, you bow and mirror each other's movements, your calls harmonizing in a song of trust and promise. This is no fleeting bond. It is the foundation of a partnership that will be tested by storms, hunger, and months of separation. As she lays the egg, roles shift. With care, she transfers it to you, a fragile bond now in your keeping. She departs for the sea, leaving you alone with the promise of new life. Her journey to the ocean is only the beginning. Once she reaches the edge of the ice, the true test begins. The open sea is as unforgiving as the frozen wasteland she left behind. Leopard seals patrol the icy waters, their sleek forms nearly invisible until the last moment. She dives skillfully, twisting and turning to evade their snapping jaws, her movements a dance of survival. Beneath the surface, the Antarctic Ocean teems with life. Here, she becomes a hunter, diving to depths of up to 500 meters in search of prey. Her target is silverfish and krill, each dive a calculated risk to gather as much food as possible. Time is her enemy. Every moment she spends away from the colony, her chick grows weaker. For weeks, she repeats this cycle hunt: eat, evade. Each successful catch is a step closer to fulfilling her maternal mission, but danger is never far. Leopard seals patrol the deeper waters, and the biting cold saps her strength. For some, the journey ends in heartbreak. A leopard seal strikes with deadly precision, cutting short her final ascent to the surface. Yet her sacrifice is not in vain. As the predator's focus shifts, others seize the moment to escape, their flurry of movement dispersing into the safety of the open ocean. Her loss becomes a fleeting shield, allowing the cycle of life to continue for those who survive. In the heart of winter, you endure 2 months without food, surviving on stored fat. Winds howling at 200 kilometers per hour and 60 sea temperatures test your limits. Survival is collective. The huddle, shifting and breathing as one, shields you from the worst of the storm. The fragile egg rests in your pouch, protected by your body's warmth. A single misstep could end its delicate promise. Hunger and exhaustion press on you, yet instinct keeps you steadfast. Within the egg, Faint signs of life spark, hope a reminder of what you fight for in the unforgiving cold. At last, after weeks of unrelenting cold and hunger, a faint chirp breaks the silence, a sound that cuts through the desolation like a beacon of hope. The egg, once so fragile and still, begins to crack. Tiny movements from within give way to the emergence of a downy chick, its wet feathers glinting in the faint Antarctic light. Weak and trembling, the chick looks to you with its first instincts, its survival dependent entirely on your warmth and care. Every movement is deliberate as you shield the newborn from the icy air, cupping it carefully within the sanctuary of your brood pouch. Your strength is nearly gone, yet the bond between you and the chick sustains you. For a few precious days, you feed it a vital secretion from your crop, a final gift of energy drawn from the reserves you've protected through weeks of sacrifice. The weight now grows heavier. The mother's return is not just anticipated, it is essential. Each chirp from the chick is a plea for the nourishment only she can provide, and you know that this tiny life hangs by the thinnest of threads. Yet you endure, driven by the instinctive hope that, against all odds, the family will be reunited soon. The first days of life for the newborn chick are a test of endurance. The Antarctic cold is unforgiving, and each breath of air feels like ice. But worse still are the predators. Above, the ominous figure of a scours hovers, its sharp eyes scanning for an opportunity to strike. Within the colony, survival depends on unity. You and your fellow fathers huddle together, forming a wall of protection against the biting winds and the watchful eyes of the predators. Every movement is calculated, ensuring that the chick remains hidden, safe from the cold and the hungry skies above. With every passing day, the chick grows stronger, but the dangers of the frozen world remain ever present. As the days stretch on, the struggle is far from over, but together, the colony endures, united by the instinct to protect the future. Her journey back is treacherous. Shifting ice, jagged cliffs, and blinding snowstorms test her strength, but she presses on. Guided by the memory of her family, she endures. Nearing the colony, her call pierces the icy air, answered by her chick's faint chirp, a beacon of love and hope. After weeks of grueling travel across the frozen wasteland, the mother finally returns. She arrives at the colony, her body weary, but her heart full. Her instinct drives her toward the chick, a connection unspoken but undeniable. As she approaches, she finds her chick waiting, its wide eyes searching for her through the cold. The reunion is tender, a moment of pure relief and joy in the midst of Antarctica's endless trials. The chick, now stronger, recognizes its mother, its hunger and unspoken plea. With a call, she begins to regurgitate the food she has carefully stored from her ocean hunt, nourishing her chick for the first time. In this reunion, the sacrifice of both parents is felt in every glance, every exchange. Her return marks not just a physical arrival, but the completion of a journey that started months ago. With her by the chick's side, its chances of survival have greatly increased. Now, together, they will face the harsh days ahead as the cycle of life continues in the most unforgiving place on Earth. Now, the time has come for you to leave. Weak from weeks of fasting, your body is drained, but your resolve is unwavering. With the mother now fully in charge, you embark on the journey back to the ocean, where food awaits. Your departure is bittersweet, leaving your chick in capable hands, yet knowing that the cycle of sacrifice continues. The mother takes over, fiercely protective as she guards the chick, feeding it with the precious sustenance she brings from the sea. This moment marks the turning of the tides. Her role now is to nourish and care for their young, while you must replenish your strength for the next part of the journey. It's a delicate balance, one that ensures the survival of both parent and chick in this hostile, unyielding environment. The weeks pass, and the chick begins its transformation. Its once fluffy down molts, replaced by a layer of waterproof feathers essential for survival. This process is not just a physical change, it is a crucial step toward independence. Under the watchful gaze of the colony, the chick's curiosity grows. It wobbles on unsteady legs, venturing slightly farther with each passing day. The icy landscape is both its playground and its proving ground. Here, it learns the skills of balance, awareness, and resilience. Every interaction becomes a lesson. It mimics the adults, testing the limits of its tiny body against the cold winds and slippery ice. The parents, ever vigilant, ensure it is fed and warm, providing the nourishment needed for growth. Soon, the chick stands taller, stronger. Its cries are louder, its steps bolder. This is the start of its journey, a fragile life steadily gaining strength amidst the unyielding environment of Antarctica. Together, the colony's unity and its parents' care prepare the chick for the challenges to come. December arrives, and with it, the moment of truth. The chicks now transformed, their sleek, waterproof feathers glinting in the Antarctic sun, gather in clusters. The colony that sheltered and nurtured them begins to fade into the distance as they face the journey ahead. The march is monumental, a passage from dependence to independence. The icy terrain, once a protective cradle, now becomes a daunting final test. With every hesitant step, they leave behind the warmth of the huddle and the safety of their parents. The path before them is ancient, etched into their instincts by countless generations. They approach the sea's edge, where the frozen land meets the untamed waters. The vast, cold expanse stretches endlessly before them, shimmering under the Antarctic light. This is the threshold of a new world, one that demands courage and strength. This is their destiny, their passage into the wild. The ocean, vast and merciless, holds both promise and peril. But within its depths lies the sustenance and freedom they need to survive. One by one, they take the leap. The icy waves embrace them, and for a moment, the water feels overwhelming, a test of their resolve. Yet, they adapt quickly, propelled by instincts honed over millennia. Beneath the surface, they discover their power, their streamlined bodies cutting through the currents, their new feathers shielding them from the cold. The chicks disappear into the water, becoming part of a timeless rhythm, carrying the legacy of their species forward. Their journey is a testament to resilience, a symphony of survival against the odds. And so, the cycle begins anew. This is the story of the emperor penguin, a story of courage, endurance, and the unwavering spirit of life in one of the most unforgiving realms on Earth.